It's a lack of ambition, and there's no excuses. There's no places to hide for Mikel Arteta. You know, as a man, as a former Arsenal player, a former Arsenal FA Cup winning captain, I've got a lot of respect for him, and I want him to succeed so bad. But I'm just not sure. I'm not there with him. I'm not there. This is your sixth full season now. I expect better than having to wait 35 minutes for Arsenal to have their first attempt on goal in the first half. That's poor, especially when you're going for the title, and particularly when you're playing against your rivals. Hello Gunners, this is Elts for the Arsenal Bloodline. Thanks for watching. So it's ended 1-0 at the Emirates today, Arsenal versus Man City, and I'm frustrated and relieved in equal measure. We've snatched the draw from the jaws of defeat, and yet again I'm sitting here thinking that we could have got way more in a game against our rivals, and I don't understand why we haven't shown more ambition than what we showed today. It's baffling. Of course I refer to the starting lineup, which features Mikel Merino as our attacking midfielder, a man that we signed as a CDM. When you've got the likes of Eberechi on the bench, even Wanyeri. I understand Saka not starting the game. You know, clearly he's coming back from a 3-4 week layoff. I understood that decision, but why are you playing Merino? Why does he have this obsession with Merino? Can someone please tell me? What benefit did you see Merino give the team today? What benefit did you see the team have from Merino when he played at Anfield? Where was the benefit? What does this guy bring to the team? And this isn't me trying to scapegoat Mikel Merino. He's useful in certain games and at certain times of a game, but not to start a game that we're trying to be aggressive, we're trying to show attacking intent. Surely, no? You're at home to Man City. These are going to be one of your closest rivals this season. The level of ambition for Mikel Arteta is beginning to baffle me. I'm not his biggest ally, Mikel Arteta. As the man, as a former Arsenal player, I have loads of respect for him. I want him to succeed, and I want to be so wrong about him. But I don't believe in him. And it's for things like this, in games like today, where you want to see your team go out there and make a statement and show Man City that you're better than them. And you're playing Mikel Merino. The Trossard one I thought was baffling as well, but Mikel Merino, you've just signed Eberechi for the best part of 70 million. Did you sign him to leave him on the bench when you're playing big games at home like this? I didn't understand it. The game started, it was not much in it really, to be honest with you. I think we had the lion's share of possession. Man City were very defensive. Hit us with a bit of a sucker punch really, to be honest with you. But it was a great goal. I think you have to give them credit. Haaland is unbelievable. Sometimes he's unplayable. It was a goal of all his own making, to be fair. He won the ball in the middle of the midfield, gets the ball out to Reinders, gets it back from Reinders, then it was inevitable. Gabriel was struggling so bad in that transition. Other than that, I mean, Reinders had a shot, which David Raya saved pretty easy, and that was all City really had to offer. It was just a case of what we could do from a creative element. And then, of course, because you've gone with Mikel Merino, again, not just putting it on him, but you're playing with essentially 3 DMs or 3 CDMs. In Zubimendi, Rice and Merino, there's not much attacking element there. There's not much creativity in the midfield. I don't have anywhere near as much wealth of experience and knowledge as Mikel Arteta has, but I know we're going to struggle to create much with that midfield. How does he not know that? Or is that his game plan? Okay, I'm gonna take it easy, and it's this handbrake, safety first approach which just annoys and frustrates the living hell out of me. And yet again, we've played a rival, and all right, we haven't lost, and I'm relieved, and I'm thrilled that we got the goal, and it was a really, really good goal. I'll come on to that in a second. But it feels like a wasted opportunity again, when it was a chance to make a statement at home this time. The Liverpool game was frustrating enough, but sometimes you can say, you know what, it's Anfield and all that stuff. But this was the Emirates, and you're playing defensively at home at the Emirates. Why? Can someone please tell me with Mikel Merino? And again, I don't want to make this video about Mikel Merino and try and scapegoat him. But what does he offer? What does he do? At Anfield, what did he do? In midweek against Athletic Club, what did he do? And today, what did he do that Mikel Arteta is looking at and going, yeah, I'm going to keep playing you, son. Next week, we've got Newcastle away, a ground we do not fare well at. We don't. Is he going to go Mikel Merino again if Odegaard's missing? I swear to God, I hope not. Look, at halftime, he brings on Saka and he brings on Eze. 45 minutes too late, in my opinion. I understand why Saka didn't start the game. I thought Noni, again, was our bright spark in the first half. I thought he was actually quite good. I thought he was actually quite harshly taken off. I thought maybe Trossard was lucky to stay on. I thought Trossard offered very little in that first half. Noni was good. He was bright. Although my issue with Noni, as I've said previously, is he does 75% of his job really well. But once he gets to that last 25%, it's a little bit underwhelming. And that was much of the case again in the first half, although I do think it was harsh that he got taken off. But Saka comes on. It was really good to see Saka back in the team, actually. And Eze comes on as well. And there was an immediate rise in the tempo. You guys would have seen it. I wasn't at the game today, but I felt it. You could hear it in the TV. The atmosphere went up a few decibels. And we were on the front foot. We was aggressive and everything was suddenly more quicker. We were doing everything quicker, more high tempo. The disappointing element of the second half, though, for me was after 20, 25 minutes, that tempo died down. And then we just ran out of ideas, which was a concern for me. Victor Gyökeres, again, very little. And one thing about Victor Gyökeres, yes, we may not be passing the ball to him or creating many chances for him, but we are putting the ball in the box quite a lot. And I've made this point previously that I can't think of too many times. We're getting the ball in the box a lot from the wide areas, and I can't think of too many times where he is anywhere near the ball. In the first half, Jurrien Timber put in a delicious cross. Gyökeres was nowhere near it. A few times in the first half, Noni put a few balls that just went across. Gyökeres is 4 or 5 yards away from it. This is something that I've noticed from Gyökeres. He needs to make more movement. He needs to be a little bit more on his feet, a little bit more on his toes. At Anfield, Odegaard put a great reverse ball to him when he came on. Gyökeres not switched on, not moving. So that's a bit of a concern for me. But you know what? Look, at the end of the day, we got the equaliser. City didn't offer much in the second half. They had a couple of counters that could have gone tits up for us, but we defended pretty well. And in the end, we got the equaliser, courtesy of Gabriel Martinelli, who comes on just before injury time. And scores an absolutely fantastic goal, courtesy of an absolutely brilliant pass from Eze. This is what happens when you have creative players on the pitch, Mikel. And it's a great lofted ball over the top of City's defence, and Donnarumma's come off his line, and Martinelli has lofted the ball over him absolutely to perfection. And a word that I like to use a lot is sumptuous. And it was a sumptuous goal. Brilliant finish. It nestles beautifully into the net. And like I said at the start of the video, we've snatched the draw from the jaws of defeat. So I'm glad that we managed to get the goal. I think we deserved it as well. I think it was a draw worthy. I don't think City did enough to deserve the 3 points. But from an Arsenal perspective, it's just very, very frustrating that once again our manager's chosen to be safety first when you've got 60,000, dedicated, beautiful gooners in the crowd that are making up noise and are expectant. And you're giving them that. You're giving them dross. That's what he gave us in that first half, particularly. And it's a lack of ambition. And there's no excuses. There's no places to hide for Mikel Arteta. You know, as a man, as a former Arsenal player, a former Arsenal FA Cup winning captain, I've got a lot of respect for him, and I want him to succeed so bad. But I'm just not sure. I'm not there with him. I'm not there. This is your 6th full season now. I expect better than having to wait 35 minutes for Arsenal to have their first attempt on goal in the first half. That's poor, especially when you're going for the title, and particularly when you're playing against your rivals. So, but hey, look, we got a draw. Happy in the end, but frustrated because I think we could have got more. But hey, we got Newcastle next week. We've got Port Vale on Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. So I'll be back with a preview and a match breakdown for those games. So guys, please make sure you tune in and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, I'm Elts. Let me know your thoughts. Are you as frustrated as me? Let me know in the comment section below. But for now, I'm out. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.